gonna do that. It's already. Alright, word. You recording? Are we taping, baby? Are we taping? Oh, that bell. You know what it is. It's time for the early on class. Let me show my nappy head, my bald spot, and thing. What's going on, people? Mm. What's going on? What's good with you? How y'all folks doing out there? It's your boy Oso. In case you ain't know, so rhymes also to some, but also to most. As always, your host for the Let's Start the Conversation podcast, Culture on Culture. So I'm gonna get this right. It's Culture on Culture. Let's start the conversation. That is the official name of the jump off. I'm gonna get it right, but it is what it is. Y'all are good. Y'all are beautiful. I hope so. I feel good, except for my hands is ashy. Hold on, let me fix that before people kill me. Hold on. I get killed all the time online on thing after watching stuff. People like, yo, your hand is. Alright, so I'm getting up the ghetto lotion right here. You know what I mean? With all the parabens and eights and probates and the bleedates and the dilates and whatever it's supposed to be. I'm gonna use that to moisturize my skin. Just so y'all ain't looking at me crazy. When y'all watch this back and start hitting me up and go, yo. As you can see, my office is a bit of a mess right now, but it is what it is. Got the background, it's legendary, it's inspiring. Some of them jump off, slow down. I put some different ones back up, rotate some ones out. It's making time. I felt it appropriate. Hold on. I can't just start talking while I got the mic over there. I gotta fix something. Look. I ain't ask you no more. uh, what is up, beautiful people? How y'all doing? I felt it extremely appropriate to record this episode in what's called my office slash the control room of the studio that I was blessed enough to have the opportunity to assist in providing for the building. Because that speaks to my original passion, the original driving force that put me in this position, and that is music, and that is recording, and that is the arts. I absolutely love the arts, um, and I think we're at an interesting time. I've been for the last few years, like speaking about in the last episode I talked about with Trevor. Shout out to Trev. We talked about music and its effects, and I've strongly been a proponent of being more aware, conscious, and responsible with what I listen to and what I record and create and all of that stuff. And I try and encourage that amongst others. Um, as you can tell by the wall here, I've listened to and love hip hop for my entire life. Like, that has been the backdrop to my story or my movie for as long as I can remember. You know what I mean? Um, and I say that to say, um, and I don't know how far I'll go into this conversation or whatever, but I'm just gonna say just to say it. There's that post that folks was going crazy about falling hip hop falling off the Billboard list and da 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 da. I personally, and I'd love if people disagree with me. I'd love if people agree with me. I really don't care either way. This is just how I feel. I personally love the fact that it's off the charts and it's not charting like that, and it's not the hot popular thing that it had been for so long. Because I think that is a big part of the reason why um, it lost the original effect and luster that it initially had. Like I said, it was the backdrop to my movie for as long as I can remember. And in the last few years, I completely changed my soundtrack because it was no longer reflecting my life or serving a purpose in my life. The music, let me stop saying the music. The rap, the hip hop, music that had been dropping for the last few years. It's lost its direction, in my opinion. I think it had lost its direction. And I think that the focus became way too financial, right? Again, referring to the previous episode with Trevor, if you ain't check it, make sure you go and check it out right here on the channel, Made in Alexandra Park on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, hit that like button, all that stuff. I'm gonna get used to saying all this stuff. I ain't used to that, but anyways, I not here nor there. Money being the driving force will taint any activity for you, and it'll take away the pureness. It'll take away its luster, and that's what I feel happened with hip hop music. I feel that once folks realized that they can get a bag for it, they started pursuing it for the bag rather than the purpose. Um, and I feel like it was a detriment to um, communities worldwide. Um, and the extra unfortunate part is the resistance to admit that we might have done some wrong things with the culture or we had control of the culture. Um, so yeah, I'm not mad that we off the charts. As a matter of fact, I hope it refines the pool some more and it gets back to the pure lovers of the craft, um, that want to see the craft grow and expand and continue to evolve, um, and not just emulate something that was heard prior and trying to be the new. Like I'm tired of hearing I'm the new Pac. We don't need no new Pacs. We need a brand new you. We need you and what you got to bring to the table. We don't need another DMX. Where is he over there? We don't need another that guy. You know what I mean? We don't need another Q. We don't need another Easy. We don't need another. Where am I pointing here? Over here, I can't even figure this out right. The Timberland jump off over there. We don't need another Timber. We don't need another. What am I doing, man? We don't need another Manny Fresh and Juvenile. We don't need another Eve. We don't need another of these individuals. We need a brand new you. And we need people who are courageous enough to be brand new them's, um, and stop chasing societal norms. We gotta change societal norms. We gotta create new ones. Um, Again, this is just my opinion. This doesn't reflect Alexander Park Community Center. This doesn't reflect the people that I work with. I won't even say this reflects the community. These are just my thoughts and my emotions. Right? No name, no blame. It's just me. You can put all the blame on me if you feel to. I'm good with it. But I just think, as an artist, I fell out of the passion of it simply because it felt like we were glorifying the wrong things. We were chasing the wrong things. Nobody cared. Too many people didn't care about lyrics anymore. I'm sorry, lyrics matter. You know what I mean? In the previous discussion, words matter. Words is sorcery. Words is spell casting. That's what you are doing. Whether you want to admit it or not, you are a wizard or a witch and you are casting spells daily. Whether you want to admit this or not, or whether you want to own it or not, that is what is happening. And I am choosing to be a person who is responsible for the type of spells that I cast. In doing that, rapping started to lose its luster because it was like, man, nobody really cares what I say, anyways. Or they do care, but I don't really care to promote myself in that aspect. It ain't that serious, right? For me, at least. Like, if you're an artist and you want to pursue, I'm not trying to poo poo on your passion or your drive or your hustle. I'm not trying to do that in any shape, form, or fashion. I'm just saying, for me, um, I appreciate just putting whatever I put out there and it finding whoever it finds, right? And allowing whatever that reciprocates into to find me. I am not interested in selling myself for anything or for anybody. I'm sorry if there are folks who are disappointed in that. It just is what it is. I love life. Life is a beautiful thing, and I'm very appreciative of this opportunity to experience it. I'm done tainting it by putting financial restrictions on my joys. Right? I'm appreciating whatever the universe happens to provide me for my efforts. I'm good with it. Um, so that's why people might wonder why I don't make music. That's why I don't make music. I don't have any. I no longer have any desire to be on somebody's wall in this fashion. I have this wall up more as a talking piece more than anything else, more as a history lesson, more as a deep dive into what my youth was like. You know what I mean? And allowing that to be an entry point or a talking point for anybody who happens to come through the space. And it actually works incredibly, right? Um, but yeah, I'm hoping that we get back to where words matter. People take time to actually consider the words that they're speaking and who those words will resonate with. I know I'm not saying that I think people should make music to cater to anybody. I think people should speak purely from that inner spirit, from that heart, and allow that to dictate its own path. But I just want people to be more mindful of what spells they're actually casting. That is my hope. Um, Outside of that, um, this podcast is something, and for the record, I call it podcast because it's an excellent reference point. But these are just conversations with people that I happen to interact with. Sometimes on a regular basis, sometimes once a year, sometimes it might be a brand new person. I don't know. I haven't mapped it out like that because I want it to be as authentic and generic as possible. Right? It's part of the reason why I don't really pull up with um, a predetermined topic to discuss. I might feel really passionate about something today, and then tomorrow it's far from on my mind. Like I could care less about it. Um, and also with the person that I'm there conversing with, I want to make sure that we're extremely present in that conversation. I think it's very important to be present in whatever moment that you're in and control that as much as possible. Um, but I think this podcast will be a lot of fun. I think it'll incite a lot of much needed conversations. I'm willing to be the face of whatever this happens to evolve to. Because I know from time to time I'm gonna say something that could possibly trigger something in somebody, right? And again, I'm gonna say these are my thoughts, these are my opinions when I am talking. If somebody else is talking, those are those person's thoughts and opinions, right? And I will either stand by them or I will counter them as I see fit. But for the most part, when you hear me speaking, sorry, these are my thoughts, these are my emotions, these are my opinions, and I'm gonna speak them blankly. And if you disagree, that is perfectly fine. You can hit them comments up and let me know there. You can find my socials because y'all are Ray Christ. That's never good news. Oh, except for that's just a test. Interrupting. How rude. Um, but yeah, leave a comment. Y'all are detectives out there. I'm pretty sure y'all can find my social medias and DM or comment me that way. If you take issue with something, or if you appreciate something, or if there's something you feel that you want to be discussed on the platform, or if you want to end up on the platform and come and discuss something, reach out. You know what I mean? My socials is out there. Rhymes also on Instagram. You can find me. I don't do Twitter. I got a Facebook, but I don't go on Facebook. I'll be honest with you. Right? So it's either going to be IG or you can hit me up at my email, oso at alexparkcc.org, alexpark.org, also at alexparkcc.org. Send me an email there. I respond. I'm pretty good with emails sometimes. Because again, I'm present in the moment. If I'm working, I'm working. And emails back up, and then I don't get to it until a day or two. Sometimes, but most times, I'm pretty good at responding to them within the day. With that being said, if you want to be on the platform, come sit down, have a conversation. We can do that. We can discuss whatever you really want to get into. I Whether I'm well versed in it or not, I love learning. So if it's something I don't know about, let's dive into it and let's learn. Right? If it's something that I do know about, then I'm gonna try and you know add my little ones and twos to the conversation. Maybe it'll push you a little further in your knowledge of something. Right? If I'm wrong, I'll own being wrong. If I'm right, then hopefully you'll see that I'm right about something. But this platform is literally and strictly about conversations, having those conversations, and not feeling a way about it. You know what I mean? Like not getting fed up about it. Not sorry, not getting offended by anything or caught up in the emotion of it. Just having much needed conversations, and it can be whatever. Like you know, um, I like to talk about media because this is a media space. And in a media space, there are people who are responsible and there are people who are irresponsible. There are people who just love clickbait, and there's people who love informative information and just having depth-filled conversations. Media is always going to be a conversation. I might be talking about sports. I might talk about the revitalization. I might talk about community. I might talk about religion. I might talk about culture in general. Um, The reason I call it culture on culture is because in this community known as Alexandra Park, I was blessed to grow up with a mixed group of cultures around me. Whether you're talking about Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Portuguese, Polish, Jamaican, Nova Scotian, French Canadian, uh, Senegalese, Somalian, Eritrean, folks from St. Vincent, folks from St. Lucia, folks from Trinidad, like Pakistani folks. The list goes on and on and on. I was blessed to grow up around this mixed group of people. And this mixed group of people from a variety of cultures built the culture in this community that we know as Alexandra Park. But when they speak about culture, they speak as if the culture is dictated to us and not in reverse. So I figured it'd be important to have these conversations on culture by people who are of culture and of the culture. Make sense? Y'all got it? Y'all rocking with me? You get it? All right, cool. Um, it's a learning process for me. I gotta remember to look at this camera. But mind you, I ain't normally in this setting. The last few episodes you saw, I was using. I ain't getting no sponsorship for this, but whatever. Shout out to the Meeting Owl. I was using the Meeting Owl, and I think the Meeting Owl is cool because it allows. Um, we're in a limited situation. We ain't got budget like that. You know what I mean? We got to figure out how we do things at APCC with whatever limited budget we got. We have a Meeting Owl. I said that eliminates having to have cameramen at different angles, and I got this guest. I got to have somebody here, and I got to. Never mind that. We'll put the Meeting Owl in the middle. We'll sit down wherever we sit. It'll track us, and we'll do it like that. And it'll be. We're gonna allow the conversation to drive the narrative rather than the set design and the celebrity this and the camera this and whether it's high definition or whatnot. There are some people who are gonna say, "Yo, the camera, y'all got to get better cameras." Yeah, if you want to contribute to cameras and the time as the cameraman to come film it and do the editing of it and all of that, cool. I will welcome that. By all means, we'll work out something. But in this point in time, where a lot of the responsibility lies on me to create this because it is my brainchild. I'm gonna give it to you the most deliverable way that I possibly can. And right now, I use the meeting owl. That's a traditional setup. Today, I'm just in the office here using the iMac camera direct to you. And I say all that to say, like, I'm still going through this growth process with this. Y'all bear with me, y'all rock with me. You're gonna see some beautiful growth. I promise that. But I might forget to look at the camera. I might be looking at myself on the screen here because I want to see what I'm doing with my hands and how I'm positioned. Like because I'm learning, right? I don't got a producer here. I ain't got all of that. It's me, right? But with that being said, I think that's the way that it's supposed to be. I think the way that's the universe and my spirit guides have driven me to push this, and that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna sit, we're gonna have conversations. I'm gonna invite some people through, like my boy Trevor, like the People's Album, certain community members or whatnot. There are people who are interested to come on the platform, and some of them pump fake and whatnot. Oh, I got a guess here. Hold on a minute. This is what we do here. This is the community, man. This is what we do here. This is the community, man. So much love here, man, and it gets conflicted and convoluted. I don't even know if I'm using those right, but anyways, we'll see. No, I say it gets conflicted because there's so many people that think otherwise, and those noises are so much louder that it gets convoluted. It makes it seem like there ain't love in this place, like it ain't a blessed building, like there ain't growth that happens here, that ain't beautiful things that happen. Beautiful things happen in this building every damn day. As small as this building is, as tiny as the staff team is or whatnot, we do beautiful things. And we got excellent contributions from community members. Um, shout out to Amani. So I always think about whether I want to mention names or whatnot, just cause. But anyway, shout out to Amani. She came through a couple of weeks ago with her program and delivered some sports kits to some of the youth in the area. And it was really dope. They were real excited with it. One of my youth, though, didn't get himself registered at the time. He was sitting there while all his peoples was getting their stuff and whatnot, and he didn't get nothing. And, I felt bad, and Amani felt bad about it because he missed the registration. That's all it was. So she works and pulls some strings or whatnot, and managed to get him a sports kit, which is what she just dropped off right now, and I'm super thankful for it. And I know my young boy there, he's gonna be super grateful for it because it was a dope little sports kit that they all got. So she just dropped that off right now, and I'm gonna make sure he gets it later on because Wednesdays my young boys they come through and we rock out the mentorship program. I call it my people's program because this group is real special to me because they are my peoples. You know what I mean? Another day, another conversation. I digress. But yeah, I don't even remember where I was originally at in the conversation. Um, but yeah, we do beautiful things over here, man. I love it in this building. I love the people in this building. Shout out to the staff team. Shout out Moji. Shout out Kylie. Shout out Paula. Shout out Shirley. Shout out Sam. Shout out Wally. Shouts to Sue. Shouts to Andrew. Shouts to Shamar. Shouts to Nuha. We get some amazing things done in this building, man. Um, we'll speak about stuff like that on the pod. The Revite stuff, we'll speak about that, I'm sure, on the pod. It's going to be a great time. And it's going to be a beautiful blessing. Um, Shout out to the guides. Shout out to the spirits. Shout out to the community. Shout out to the powers that be. Um, it's going to be a dope ride. I look forward to it with y'all. I'm going to watch this back afterwards. I'm going to cringe because I'm going to be like, oh, I was saying this and I got distracted. I couldn't remember, but it is what it is. It's all right, man. The universe wanted me to wrap it up and not get too caught up. I still got some stuff to do to get ready for the after school program that I helped Shamar out with. Shout out to Shamar. And then, like I said, I got the mentorship group coming today. We're going to do some boxing. We got a grant that we're going to be writing and thing. which I'm super proud of. These young boys is becoming men real fast, man. They got a grant that they working on. They want to do some beautiful things in the community, and I think this is the first step in them actually realizing the power and the ability that they have. So I'm excited to assist with it. Um, yeah, man, life is good. Life is blessed. I just had to do this episode just to touch base with everybody. Let y'all know exactly what's going on a play-by-play basis. Let you see the office that I'm working on. Just I don't know who this might seem big to or not big, but this space is everything, man. Like this is dreams realized. You know what I mean? Like this is dreams realized right now. So um, hope this is motivation. I hope y'all get 1% better today and work at getting to 1% better every day that goes by. I hope y'all love yourselves. If you don't know how to love yourselves, I hope you learn how to love yourselves, and that's unconditionally. And then from in turn, I hope you learn how to love others in the same fashion. Um, I'm thankful. I'm grateful. It's your boy Oso. In case you ain't know so, rhymes also the sun, but also the most. And I thank you for your time, your energy, and your efforts. Subscribe, like, follow, all of that wonderful stuff that social media wants us to do. But most importantly, be you. Ones and twos.